Now, leave that center. Do nothing. Remain as you are. In the state of doing nothing. But the moment the mind goes outside, means how do you know that? A thought may enter, a feeling takes your mind away. Just drop Shantuham and do nothing. See, the mind continues to live within, living within one common point. Our honey may be nearest to us, but they do not live within us. Only we, the real self, the absolute existence, consciousness, and bliss. We have followed the 5 steps. We are in that state of meditation. We will return slowly and will share our experience. So let me recite to deepen your experience. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand. Sorry. Bring your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms. Place it on your closed eyes. Open the eyes inside. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down. And we will share our experiences. How are you, Sophie?
I'm very good. Oh, there's an echo. It's interesting how sometimes, and I had it this time, so I sit straight, and I don't get the full body settled, relaxed. There's a tension, I guess, in my desire to do the meditation. And then at some point there's just like a rope
Yeah.
that has been tense and that relaxes.
Relaxing, yes.
And it's completely involuntary. I'm not, it
Yeah,
happens all of a sudden. Yeah.
that is natural. Let it happen. So we should maintain awareness that it is not happening because of unconscious sleep. But if it is happening without we doing anything, it is good. It is okay. It means the mind is moving within.
Mhm.
It is leaving the body.
Yes.
And that also helps us to relax instantly. We enter into a very deeper relaxation. Beautiful. How are you, Charlie? Charlie is thinking.
Hello. I'm good. I was very aware of different thoughts trying to come in and float through, and I just observed them. And then I went very deep in that meditation, especially when we got to the belly button.
Oh, good.
Yes. So no, it was good. It was good.
Yeah.
When we finish checking in, Girish, I wanted to ask something at the end of the session, if that would be okay.
Yeah. How are you, Anne?
I feel good. Yeah, I'm still in my belly button.
That is good.
I feel good.
Normally, what we say, if mind keeps staying in the belly button, it refines our action. We maintain our extraordinary awareness and attention in every speech and in every action that we perform in the world. And that takes us away from these likes and dislikes. One flow of the mind. Remember Ida hurricane. That's why I gave an example. Opposite flow. It destroys. So we take it lightly, likes and dislikes. It's okay. I hate that guy. Are you born to hate that guy? Come on. Educate our mind. Yes, yes, Charlie.
I've been listening every day to this and doing the meditations, and I had a very interesting and disturbing dream that I just wanted to ask you about. I have an intuition that it's my mind that's really freaking out about what I'm doing. I had a dream that
Beautiful dream.
I had a dream that I was with some people who wanted to change my mind completely.
Okay.
And I had no control over it. And I tried to escape, but I couldn't. And everyone I went to knew all about it. And before my mind changed, I wrote on a piece of paper, I am Charlie. I'm the daughter of Michael and Pauline. My grandparents were, and I loved them. And then that all went.
All went.
Yes, it was very interesting to me. It was like the way I'm thinking now, or the way I've been thinking, was being taken from me. But I thought maybe it's my mind just really freaking out, because if my intellect is loving and kind, so I shouldn't be frightened of it. But I think there's a really big part of me is like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this?
Mind takes over the intellect, and then we enjoy those dreams. You have taken over me. I have taken over you through the mind. It is basically a delusion, first thing.
Right.
Second thing, it happens because the source of all these impressions are threefold. If I translate that into English, the first is known as the vasana. Vasana means that it is these impressions in the mind lives in the seed form. So these impressions contains both the flow. So you see the opposite flow, which has fear, which has anxiety, it multiplies, and then it perceives the person, creates an event in the dream, and it says, now this guy is taking over me. Nobody can take over me if I do not think about it. Second source of these impressions are the way we are living through our mind every day. We are talking to people, think the current impressions enters into my mind about the people, about the thing, about different events, and it mixes with our desires for emotional and mental dependence. That causes, Sophie is taking over me. Let Sophie take over me. You see that? Why? because the mind has a liking for it. Let Anne take over me because Anne likes me and I like Anne. So you see that? So this multiplier in the mind happens. No, this is a check anyhow. So you see that you say that you like someone. The mind writes it, and it has tenfold impression at the back of it, and that is stored in the mind. So these, you have 1 billion thought plus 10 billion impressions. So they create events in the mind during the dream. So once we understand it is all because of this crazy mind, these two sources creates all these dreams. So once we understand it clearly, at least your intellect knows that it is created by the mind. No person can influence me. No person can dictate me. I'm not going there. Some people say, I can read your mind. I read the mind. But if you are not allowing anyone to get influenced, you will never be influenced. So how we allow? Because of these two sets of 10 billion impressions that we store. I appreciate you all are good. That is good. But why my mind extend that liking to the next level? Next level, dreaming, Sophie, Charlie, and then everything bounces back. And then we come out, we recall the dream, and we start thinking, is that guy influencing me? No, you are open to influence. We are open to influence. Last thing, that is also very important to talk about, that this Eastern wisdom gives us the concept, principles, and practices to remove all the wrong notions of the mind. Once you remove all the wrong notions of the mind, you enter into permanent peace and happiness through all the principles. Every master says in the Eastern wisdom, you have not to carry the burden of these principles. Why I talk of these principles? Because you are seekers. But for my personal life, I don't need that. Gone. I'm living my life the way I'm living. Finished. So we do not give our mind a burden of these principles once we reach to that state of consciousness. Wonderful. So we will meet. Say hello to my dear friend John.
Thank you. Are you okay, Girish? You sound sick.
Yes. 3 days I had because of the season change. There is some throat issues.